Okay, don't stop recording, please. All right, perfect. Anyways, as you guys see, I'm gonna custom game 1v1 Joust to explain some things. This is gonna be 5 reasons. 5. Yeah. I know. Somehow came up with 5 reasons. Maybe it's because, you know, I suck. And these 5 reasons stand out the most to me. The 5 reasons why you probably suck in Joust. And let me use this time to explain something. So, if you're a higher level player like Masters, GM, or probably like High Diamond, you're gonna already know everything. So you're not gonna take anything away from this video, but you could still work on some of the things that I have pulled up in my notes here. You could work on a few things. He loves video games, so let me just get some move speed items and then we will go ahead and get into it. Look at me, and just such a good player, dude. Such an absolutely good player. Just get all movement speed, you win. You win, bro. But regardless, let's start with number 5. Probably the most important one, and I forgot items, of course. All right, now we got the correct items. So number 5, wards. I think wards are probably a little underrated amongst most people, I guess. Not a lot of people like the wards, so I'm going to show you a few ward spots. So as you can see, the game just started, but before the minions spawn, before the game starts, and you're chilling at red, and you have your teammate, you know, sitting out here, you know, waiting to hit. It's chilling at red. I meant speed. Yeah, that's what I said. He's pushing me. Don't even worry about it. But before you guys start the game and start chilling out, you need to ward right here. And you can see on the right hand side on my map where this ward sees. So if I was to explain, if I was on the other side of the map, if I was to invade, well, guess what? I can't invade from this area. They'll see me. Let me just go around. Doop doop doop. If I try to run up right here, also can't see me. Can't sit on this wall. You could sit behind this wall right here, or this wall, to wait for them to start doing blue, or you could sit right here for them to start doing blue. But regardless, this is a really strong ward if they're really just like really aggressing or trying to aggress on your blue. I almost died. Now just show you the mid game wards where you're more or less warding for fire giant and or, you know, like red. So let's start with the bull demon wards before Agni comes and kills me. So this can be flip-flopped on either side, so at least I don't have to buy multiple wards. So you can ward here. Obviously it sees the whole camp. You could also ward you could also ward here, but instead of warding right here, I don't have the wards for it right now, but you could ward right here where you would normally ward at the start of the game, and you can ward right here. So that stops them from coming this way entirely and gives you a lot more opportunity to drop bull. To drop bull if they're coming from this way, if you had here and they're warded, because it honestly just gives you way more time. And for the last ward over at bull, we're going to be doing right here. You could also do right here as well, like this little corner, doesn't matter. But right here is really strong. You're going to know if they're coming up the middle, and if you're sitting back here, hitting demon, hitting big Matt Damon right there, you're going to be able to run this way and get away. So those are some pretty strong bull demon wards, if I don't say so myself. Let me go and get some more wards. Now, just for the general wards in the map, again, you're gonna want these blue corners that I showed you warded. So let me just ward one because I'm gonna need my other wards. So this corner, this middle, and right here. Obviously, all three are gonna need to be warded. You're always gonna want here warded if you're not already at bull. So if you're afraid they're gonna go to bull, you're gonna want this warded, along with this middle area warded. Very strong. Same goes for the other side. And you're gonna want this warded, and this warded. And you can see why. So if you're playing in tower, if I had one, because Agni's playing aggressive, of course, stupid bots. If you still have a tower and you're sitting under tower, you're gonna know if, you're gonna know if they're coming over here regardless. But you're gonna visually see them over here, and that'll help you if you're just trying to push out and get mids, or if they're gonna go do red. It helps with red as well, especially on this side, because if you're playing on the side I spawned on, you're gonna know if they're coming in on red and when they're doing it, or when they're doing their XPs. And those are my wards. Those are my suggested wards for Joust. If you have any other ward spots, feel free to show me. But I'm gonna ping some spots here. So right there, and then obviously these three spots and here are gonna be your main wards. You can ward here and there, or there, I guess. Here and there. You're gonna want to ward those if you're afraid that they're gonna come at you while you're doing bull, as well with the middle area. And those are just my wards. I think a lot of people don't ward enough, and it really sucks, especially when someone's just coming in like from a random area while you're doing bull and kills you and takes bull. That bull could run through your tower and Phoenix. It's just a really bad play. Ward if you want to win. If you don't want to win, don't ward. It doesn't matter. I would suggest warding though. All right, let's keep things moving here. So number 4, I'm gonna say picks and bans. So when you go into a game, it's you're 3 stacked against another 3 stack, and you guys start banning. Say you don't have first pick. You're gonna be wanting to ban Afro, Hell, Sobek. Those are gonna be your top 3 bans. If they ban any of those 3 gods, you're still gonna want to ban the other 2. And also you're gonna be wanting to ban Thoth or Set if they're up. Either one of those are good like replacement bans. And if you're really scared of Cthulhu, I'm personally not, but if you're really scared of Cthulhu, you could ban him if you don't want to deal with him as well. But I'm not going to go too much into picks and bans this video, because that's for my tier list to kind of speak for, which I'm doing an updated one pre-season 8 soon. Keep an eye out for that. I'm doing it soon. I'm waiting for the next update to drop on Xbox. But regardless, you need to be banning OP gods, aka Thoth, Afro Hell, Persephone, Hera, Sobek, Set. Achilles is also a good ban. Kukulkan's a good ban. Cthulhu's a good ban. Xingtian's a good ban. You're going to be wanting to pick up these gods, so if you do get first pick, if you have someone that can play Sobek, get him Sobek if you can. Excuse me, sorry. If you have someone that's going to play Afro or Hell, make sure you don't ban those gods. Try to pick those gods up. Picks and bans, honestly, they can make or break a game before the game even starts. Because say they get Afro and you play like Kibo, or you play like Zhong Kui. Like if you let that get late game, which you have to with those 2 gods, you're gonna lose regardless, because the healers aren't gonna die. It's just going to be way too tough, and you're probably going to lose. And it's going to be because, you know, you didn't ban the right gods, or you didn't pick up, you know, good enough gods. So you need to be picking meta gods, you need to be banning meta gods, vice versa. If you're not, you're probably going to be losing a god select, especially if you're giving them like the S plus to SS tier gods. Now builds. Build, I think number 3 for builds is pretty good. I think a lot of people know that builds are important, so let me just go to items here. Let me just do all. Doesn't really matter. All items, yeah, right here. So it doesn't really matter, like, generally what items you build, but what you're wanting to look for is meta items for your class, and like the cost and item efficiency, and also like being aware of situational items that you will need to pick up to be able to win that game a lot easier. So let me run you through some things. For example, you're playing a guardian. If you are playing a guardian, you are picking up gauntlet. You are picking up gauntlet every single game. It's only $23.50, which is cheap, surprisingly, and gives you a lot of protections. It's super meta, really, really strong, and the item efficiency and buy cost is really good. Now, let me go over an item that is kind of the opposite of that. Let's see. What item should we do? What item should we do? Where's it at? I know exactly what item we should do. I know exactly what item we should do. Bum, 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 bum. Rod of Tahuti. So pretty much anything. Oh, this is bugged, right? All 3K. Regardless, Rod of Tahuti is 3,000. Now, what does it give you? Power, additional magic power. Sorry about that. All it really does is give you power and MP5. Whereas you could buy Soul Gem, and it gives you power, lifesteal, cooldown. Cooldown, health. It heals you on its passive. It's really good. It's a really good item. Same with like getting blue boots or purple boots over like Talaria's, I think, Travelers, over Travelers and tank boots. Like, I almost always go blue boots on magicals and almost always go tank boots on my physicals. So really just kind of know what your class items are, know what's good, and what situational items you should be picking up, aka Pestilence, Contagion, Emperor's Armor, Divine Rune, Brawlers, Toxic Blade, Wing Blade, Relic Dagger. Oh, I guess not Relic Dagger unless you're playing Ares, but you get what I mean. You get what I mean. And number 2, we're almost done. We're actually almost done. Team composition. I personally think this is very important. It's also really easy to have a team comp, but try to go into a game knowing what your team comp is good at. For example, I'm giving a lot of examples. You're picking, like, say you pick Thoth here. You pick Thoth. Let's say you get Thoth, Kabrakan, and then Naja, I guess. Where's Naja at? Thoth, Kabrakan, Naja. That's your team comp. That team comp is really strong. Has a lot of CC. Naja Sash isn't affected by, what is it, the CCR diminishes, the crowd control reduction diminishes or whatever it gives, not affected by that. Bracken has a lot of CC. Thoth has one shot capability off of Naja ult. Really good team comp, also very strong and extremely hard to beat if you know how to play it correctly. So that's just an example of a very strong team that, you know, can just obliterate you if it's played well. And you can be that team. You can play the set Kepri into a high damaging mage and never lose. You could play the Thoth Naja Bracken and never lose. But you need to know what it's good at and why the comp is good. Because if you're going into a game and you have a comp that makes no sense, like you're playing Geb for no reason, there's no reason for Geb's shield except for the shield, or you're playing Uller has pretty much no use. I have him gold, don't look at that, but Uller practically has no use because he has no ult. I mean, he's useful if he's ahead, but that's it. If you're playing like Hunbats, like what's he gonna do for your team? Well, what are these gods gonna bring to the team that is really gonna just help you win? Are they bringing CC? Well, they should be, because CC and damage is how you're gonna win the game. Hence why Loki right now is really strong. He has very, very good CC, very hard to kill as well. It's also why Thoth is really strong. I mean, even the strong mages have a lot of CC. Like Thoth has a root slow stun on his 2, and then he has supporting options for, you know, if you're playing a hunter, for objective pressure. And all the mages right now that are being played have some sort of very strong CC. So Thoth has a root, Scylla has a root, Hera, Argus has a knock-up. She also has a polymorph. Afro has a stun, a knockback, and slow. Hell has a slow and a cleanse. And I mean, what else can you say? What else can you say? I went on a ramble, so I think you get the gist. Make sure you know what your comp does. Make sure you're comfortable with the comp, and make sure it makes sense at the end of the day. Because if you have no presence, you have no pressure. And number one is just going to be general, honestly. So you're just going to have to sit here and stare at the home screen for a little bit. But number one is going to be kind of like just a general thing. I think I'm going to boil it down to positioning a little bit. But positioning, I think, is the most important. Because even if you get the best team, even if you get the best team possible right now, so let's just say you get like Afro, Set, Sobek, unbeatable team. You're not beating it, especially if you play good. You're almost never beating that team. But regardless, if you don't position well, you're gonna lose. So if you're playing Afro but you're playing at their tower, and you know that they can, especially early game where you know that you don't really have the cooldown to defend yourself, or you're not close enough to get help from anybody, you're gonna die. And if you're, I completely forgot what I was saying, but positioning is key. For example, if you have a Zhonghui, Hades, Ao Guang, they're gonna have to engage. When they engage, you have to full engage. There is no holding back. If you leave them to engage by themselves, they will die and you will lose. If your Thoth is playing completely out of line, like he's playing in front of their tower when he's not supposed to be, you're gonna lose because he's just gonna keep dying. If you're overextending, sorry, I'm still sick. But if you're overextending And staying too long, you're also gonna die, and it might even cost you the game. Because I've had games where I've overextended or stayed too long, and I was completely out of position, and it's lost me the entire game just off of one death. It's very possible. So that's why I think positioning is probably the most key component of anything. If you don't have positioning, you don't have a game, you're going to get slaughtered. You are 100% going to get slaughtered. Just make sure you're close enough to where you can get help from your team. If you're not close enough to get help from your team, you're going to die, and that's just going to be that. So just keep an eye on your teammates' abilities. Keep an eye for your teammates' ults, relics, where they are, where your enemies are. And this also goes very, very hand in hand with number 5, which was warding, if you didn't know. So positioning and warding play hand in hand. So if you have wards, you're going to have good positioning because you're always going to know where they are, and you're always going to be setting yourself up for success. And I think that's it, really. That's all I can think of for the most part. If there's anything else, I guess just let me know. Let me know your opinions, I guess. But that's 5 reasons why you guys suck. I suck too. So I mean, hey, nothing wrong with sucking, I guess. But you know, even the best players, even the best GMs struggle against other GMs with at least something that I said. Whether it just be positioning, comp, build, pick spans, wording, whatever. Everybody in the game struggles with it. You can always get better at it. But if you don't do it, then you're going to lose. That's just how it is. So, I hope this helped. That took me way too long to record. It took me like an hour and a half because I kept fucking up. So thank you. Also, my tier list almost at 1,000 views, so thank you. I really appreciate it. And like I said before, I do stream Smite here and there on Twitch. Haven't been doing it recently because my teammates have been getting booted offline whenever I play on stream, and I'm playing really bad. So yeah, but if you want to come watch me play other games right now, then you can. I'll have it in the description somewhere. It's whatever. I'll have my Twitter in the description somewhere so you know when I'm uploading if you don't have notifications on, which you don't, so it's okay. And you'll know when I go live on Twitch. So thank you. Thank you. I'm leaving now. Yeah, and if I don't upload again, have a good Christmas, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.